It's the Die Hard review. Yippee-ki-yay.
You really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Please subscribe to Mr. Flamingo Reviews.
So that's what I'll do.
And we're back. Welcome back to Mr. Flamingo Reviews. Woo! Where today I will be reviewing Die Hard, and Die Hard 2, and Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Famous Christmas movies.
Only two of those are Christmas movies, Christmas Eve movies, and that's only on technicality.
If one's a Christmas movie, they're all Christmas movies.
One of them is set in like Russia. One of them involves like tech terrorism. We're not talking about those two. We're talking about the classics, the original 3 Die Hard films. Starring Bruce Willis as NYPD officer John McClane. The first Die Hard film picks up on Christmas Eve. John goes to California to visit his estranged wife. They're estranged. There, he enters the Nakatomi Plaza, where she works, to enjoy a Christmas Eve party. Conflict ensues when he argues with his wife. And then conflict ensues when terrorists attack Nakatomi Plaza to rob their vault. Leading the group of terrorists is that of Hans Gruber, played by Alan Rickman. Within the film, Rickman and Bruce Willis go toe-to-toe over a bunch of C4, as this officer, who's here on pure coincidence, has to crawl his way through air vents, take out terrorists, and just be a situational action hero for these people.
With a radio.
They
communicate through radio.
As well, he communicates with Officer Powell, a friendly police officer who had just so happened to be in the area and was asked to go and spectate Nakatomi Plaza after John McClane tries to call the police to arrive and nobody believes him. But then when Officer Powell is attacked with a gun, they believe him. All of this to say, this film is so cool. It's this 1980s action classic. It put Bruce Willis, who was actually a comedy actor beforehand, into this action hero, butch kind of role. Alan Rickman played his role as Hans just to the T. It was a lot of fun to watch. Their performances involved gravitas, the visuals of Nakatomi Plaza, the explosions, the blood that Bruce Willis ends up with after all of his fights. It's really entertaining. It's a fantastic film. There's a reason it has stood so long.
There's a reason why people love watching it during Christmas time.
Well, that's because it so happens to be on Christmas Eve, which is called for a hot debate. Is it a Christmas film?
You're a Christmas film.
I'm a Christmas film. Overall, I would recommend this one. This one ends nicely, too. The bad guys are stopped. John McClane reunites with his wife.
With that famous scene.
What?
Where he has the gun strapped to the back of his...
To
his back.
Go on.
Yeah. And he just whips it out. Just like I whip out.
I'm a cop from New York.
New York?
Yeah. Got invited to the Christmas party by mistake. Who knew?
John McClane, he ends this film exiting after his intense fight with the terrorists. He reunites with his wife. He watches his wife punch a newscaster. He rides off into the sunset in the back of a limo with his wife. And it's fun. I mean, it's a cute ending. It's Christmas Day. Day is saved. It's all good, you know?
Just like a Christmas movie, you know? Christmas is saved.
Christmas is saved. Die Hard 2 picks up 2 years later on Christmas Eve. John McClane has gone to pick up his wife from the airport, but 1990 was the year of technology. When they're at the airport, John McClane's wife calls him from the air. She's on a plane. She has an actual cell phone on a plane.
And there's snakes on the plane.
There's no snakes on the plane. In this film,
I'm tired of these mother plane.
The men are in position, sir. Close up the back.
do you think I like this?
Roger that, sir.
Do you understand how much editing I have to do?
How about you edit these?
But anywho, Die Hard 2, anywho. John McClane.
Anyhow.
Really? John McClane has to wait around. His wife is descending from the skies, right?
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute flight delay, but then terrorists show up again. And John McClane's over here. He's doing those jokes. He's like, I can't believe this is happening again. He's like, I can't believe I'm crawling through air vents again.
You know, if he had a nickel for every time
terrorists attacked him on Christmas Eve, he'd have two nickels, which is strange that it happened twice. But I don't know. The difference between what was a charming situational action film and this film is that this film just tries to recreate the situational feel. Like, he's like, oh no, I can't believe this is happening a second time. Oh no, my wife is in danger a second time, because they take out all the lights on the air runways so the planes can't land, so they're stuck flying. And there's just a big storm, coincidentally. And the terrorists, and there's inner plots. It's all right, but it's just the first film. The ending of this one, by the way, is literally just the ending of the first film. John McClane reunites with his wife after this exhausting ordeal. They hug it out. She's like, how come this keeps happening to us? She tasered that same newscaster earlier instead of punching him out. And then, instead of a limo, they get picked up by the janitor on his little trolley, and they ride off into the night. Christmas is saved.
Christmas is saved
again.
Just like a Christmas movie, you know? How can you not agree that this is a Christmas movie?
Well, the first two, sure. But you're not going to be able to make the case for Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Come on, 2 out of 3 movies? That's a Christmas movie.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, not set on Christmas Eve. John McClane, he's back. But this time he's paired with Samuel L. Jackson.
I will not make another Snakes on a Plane reference. Sorry, you guys.
Syrup? Hello, John McClane. There was never any bomb in school, was there? Of course not. I'm a soldier, not a monster.
The only reason I give so many spaces is so that I know where to cut these out. But John McClane is paired up with this unlikely partner in Zeus Carver after an incident at Harlem, which it was the terrorist of this film, Peter. He's calling the cops, he's calling whoever, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to blow something up. But I'm not going to do it if you make John McClane do these weird, heinous acts. Or you just make him do whatever I tell him to do. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay. So as the film goes on, it's like this really cool... Like, have you ever heard of Victor Zsasz from, like... You ever played Arkham City?
Yes.
And there's the phone calls?
Yes.
It's that.
It's literally just that.
It's literally just that. But this one involves real threats, because he's got bombs. Zsasz is just like, get to another phone booth or I'll kill him.
Yeah.
This is like...
what kind of wacky things does Bruce have to do?
Well, he has to make it from one end of New York to the other in less than 15 minutes, or else they're going to blow up a train.
Damn.
He has to make it from that end of New York to a park, or else they're going to blow up kids.
Damn.
He has to do a lot of wacky things. Some you'll just have to see in the film.
Okay.
But throughout this film, I mean, we see Peter, played by Jeremy Irons, and you're like, what is this man's vendetta against Bruce Willis in this film? Turns out Peter is Peter Gruber, the brother of Hans. It's a vengeance film, Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's in the title. And he just wants to get even with Bruce Willis. what's it called? Jeremy Irons plays his role to perfection in this film. It's a lot of fun. You just feel for this guy. This guy is like, I hate Bruce Willis, and I'm just gonna kill him and take a bunch of gold.
So much. He hates him so much.
But it's mostly just, in the end, it's mostly just for the gold. This was just a good excuse to do that. But Bruce Willis, the action hero that he is, John McClane, caught in more terrorist stuff, he saves the day once again when he catches Peter Gruber and Peter Gruber's girlfriend kissing. The original Die Hard films, as a trilogy, are a lot of fun. They try too much in the second film to recreate the situational feel of the first one, but in the third film, the third film is arguably the best sequel of all four sequels, because the third film doesn't try to like reinvent the wheel, but it also doesn't try to like backpedal on what it's already done. It's a vengeance film. It's a proper sequel. Like Hans was the villain in the first film, and now somebody wants to get even with John McClane. It's as simple as that. Great film. Second film, not too bad, but if you just like the first one, you might as well just watch the first one. And the first film is a classic. It's a Christmas Eve classic, as my co-host says.
They're not family friendly, though.
No, not at all.
No.
So much blood.
Mostly just blood.
Mostly just blood.
And some bad words.
And some bad words. As for Die Hard 4 and 5, I will not be talking about those because they're just okay. They drive off too far from these first three. I don't know. Maybe for a future video. But I wanted to talk about these three, totally not because I watched them all recently, but because Die Hard is a great film.
How does Bruce Willis not find shoes that can fit him?
In that first film, he took off his shoes.
Doesn't he find more? Isn't he trying to find shoes that fit him?
I don't remember.
Clearly, someone didn't do the research.
Yeah, that's you. I watched all three of these films yesterday as of recording.
And I watched all of these films today as of recording.
I've been Mr. Flamingo Reviews. I would recommend the first three Die Hard films overall if you're allowed to watch them. Because, I mean, they're just action fun and it feels good in the end.
Yes, everyone. Doom, 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 and doom. Jinx, you owe me 3 sodas. Okay, doom for him, too. What? But I'm you! Doom! Wow, if I had a nickel for every time I was doomed by a puppet, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?